Namaskar. My name is Ankush Gupta from Sanskriti College. The topic for our PowerPoint presentation is business communication. These are certain points that we are going to cover, including introduction, meaning, definition, importance, elements, and the last, process of business communication. To begin with, we used to talk to our friends, family members, our colleagues in offices, or even strangers. We used to talk to them. So, what is talking? Talking is just speaking to pass a message. It's just using some words or sentences. Sometimes it is understood by the receiver or sometimes it is not. But this is certainly not a communication. Communication is sharing of information. Let's have a proper meaning of communication. Communication has been derived from Latin word communis, meaning to share. So we can say communication is an exchange of thoughts, messages, or information by speech, visual, signals, writings, or behavior. So in a nutshell, we can say when you share your ideas, your feelings to some other person in the form of your speech, whether it is oral, whether it is verbally, whether it is through sign language, in any way, if you share your feelings to the other person, then it is said to be communication. Definition of communication. According to Professor Hayes, communication occurs between two or more people for the effective organization and administration of business. It is considered to be a business communication. It means when you communicate, when two or more people communicate in business environment for business, then it is said to be a business communication. We can say business communication is sharing of information between people within an organization that is performed for the commercial benefit of organization. Now, characteristics of communication. It involves minimum two people. One is sender and another is receiver. It is basically a two-way process. When the sender sends the message to the receiver and the receiver receives the message in the same sense. There are many forms of communication. You can communicate in many ways, like you can pass an order, you can give a report, you can give instruction, guidelines, and you can ask queries. It is influenced by the mode of thinking of both the sender and receiver. Sometimes a message is sent by the sender in such a way the receiver receives the message in another way. So it is very important to have a mode of thinking of both the sender and receiver. The main objective of business communication is to build interpersonal relationship and to enhance the human behavior. Communication is a circular process. When the sender sends by the sender and received by the receiver again send it back to the sender in the form of feedback. So there are certain characteristics of communication. It is an exchange of information. There are two parties, sender and receiver. A message can be a verbal or non-verbal. Communication involves coding and decoding. There is a feedback loop. When the message is understood by the receiver, he gives a feedback to the sender. It is contextual. It is affected by the situation, culture, and environment. It is purposeful. It has a goal, such as informing a person, persuading a person to work, or etc. Transactional. It has both sender and receiver contribute to the interaction. Noise. Sometimes there are some external factors included while you communicate with other people. Dynamic communication is constantly involves adapting to the changes and needs. Importance of business communication. The first importance is exchanging of information. Exchanging of information takes place between two or more parties in an organization. Exchanging of information can be internal as well as external. Then preparing plans and policies. It helps in preparing organizational plans and policies. It also develops realistic plans and policy. Once the communication is made between employer and employee, we can collect all the reliable information from every source. Then achieving goals. It helps the employees to be more conscious and attentive. It also ensures timely accomplishment of the jobs and also ensures easy achievement of goals. Increasing employees' efficiency. It helps to increase the efficiency of the employees. Organizational objective, plans and policies, rules and directives are easily achieved. Employees also become more and more effective through effective communication. Solving problems. So the various communication channel, we can take necessary steps to solve the problems. The managers can be informed of various routine and non-routine problem to the organization and hence solve the problems as soon as possible with the effective communication and timely and accurate communication. Publicity of goods and services. You cannot sell the product unless and until you communicate the features, the benefits of your product. The organization that communicates better can also sell better. Removing controversies. Effective communication allows smooth flow of information. It also resolves conflict and controversies and disagreements. All the conflicts can be resolved sitting on a table and communicating with each other. Enhancing employee satisfaction. If there is a free and fair flow of information in an organization, it will certainly bring a mutual understanding between management and the workers. Effective communication enhances the satisfaction among the employees. Now, the elements of communication. Communication process starts with the sender. Sender is also called encoder. He is a person who first initiates the communication process. Then is a message. It is a message that is being delivered to the receiver. It uses many channels. It may be oral or written. Then receiver. Receiver is a decoder who receives the message. Let us communication process begin with the sender. Sender has an idea. Now the idea is in an abstract form. It doesn't have a meaningful term. Now he starts encoding that idea into a term, giving it a shape, giving it a meaningful term. Then it is being converted into a message. Now the message is being to be passed to the receiver in the form through the channel. Channel may be verbal or non-verbal. It may be written, oral, or maybe through gestures. Now, this is a medium through which the channel is being through message is being passed to the receiver. Now, when the receiver receives the message, he tries to decode the message. Decode the message that the message is which is being received by the receiver, he will try to receive, he will try to understand according to his experience, his knowledge, his perception. After receiving the message, the receiver will send the feedback to the sender that yes, I have received the message. And with this, we have a noise. Sometimes during the delivering of message, we suffer some noise. Noise may be of an external noise, maybe of fan, maybe of loudspeaker, anything else. So in nutshell, we can say the message, the process of communication begin with the sender and also ends with the sender with the feedback of the receiver. So basically there are sender who encodes the message through then the message is passed through the receiver through a channel and the receiver decodes the message and receive it and then send it to the then send feedback to the sender again. Thank you.